Hello and welcome to another episode of our Strategy Masterclass series, in which we explore the key frameworks and best practices that go into strategic planning and execution. Today we're going to be exploring the concept and the topic of core strengths and core weaknesses that sit inside a wider topic of the capabilities matrix. So let's take a look at it. To begin with, what are core strengths and what are core weaknesses? So core strengths are generally referred to as your core market-winning capabilities. So these are capabilities that give you as an organization a strategic advantage over your competitors. They're also often referred to as distinctive capabilities. Core weaknesses, on the other hand, are any market-winning capabilities that you don't possess, where you're falling behind competitors, where you have a relative lack of performance. These may prohibit you from achieving your competitive advantage and ultimately from achieving your goals. So where do these ultimately come from? Well, an overriding framework that is frequently applied to this area is that of the value chain model, which was first developed by Michael Porter. And this can be very valuable and useful in understanding how value is destroyed or lost in terms of the activities undertaken by an organization. In Michael Porter's value chain model, we have a series of support activities, shown here, as well as primary activities. And these ultimately deliver value for an organization. Internally, we adapt these slightly. So we take Michael Porter's value chain model and customize it, adapt it for a specific organization or for a specific scenario. And here you can see once again those list of primary and support activities. But in order to truly understand the core strengths and core weaknesses that emerge from these, we need to understand capabilities. And capabilities sit within each of these specific areas. So within primary activities, for example, you can see operations. And within operations, there are critical capabilities. In this case, we have quality assurance, cost efficiency, flexibility in operations, environmental sustainability. And these are capabilities that are critical for this particular organization and critical within this particular industry. How do we then move that on to understanding how core strengths and core weaknesses are connected to each of these capabilities? Well, we look at core competencies. And core competencies are generally in three specific areas. Importance, so assets and capabilities that add considerable value to most of the offerings. How important is a capability for us as an organization to win? Performance, so assets and capabilities in which we perform way above the average of the marketplace. So how good are we at conducting this particular capability compared to those in the industry? And scarcity, assets and capabilities that are rare and difficult to replicate by other players in the market. How easy or difficult is it to find the skills or the tools to replicate this particular capability? There's a ton of material on this, and you can look, for example, at a Harvard Business Review, the core competence of the corporation, which was written back in 1990, which is a deep dive on this particular topic. So to really understand then core strengths and core weaknesses for an organization specific to the capabilities that are most critical for them, we rank each of these capabilities by leveraging those competencies we just looked at. So for each capability, how important is it for you to win as an organization? What's your ability to do it? Are you fantastic? Do you have no ability in that at all? What capacity do you have? So do you have great capacity to fulfill this or no capacity at all? And finally, scarcity. How scarce or rare is this particular capability? Because, for example, if something is incredibly important for you to win, you're fantastic at it, you've got great capacity, and it's a really scarce, really rare, really difficult skill set to replicate, then that's a huge competitive advantage for your organization. But if, for example, something is really important to win, you're great at it, but there's only one individual in your organization who can do it, and it's a really, really challenging skill set to replicate, that's not truly a core strength because you have a single point of failure. It's not a huge competitive advantage. Through assessing these and leveraging a scoring system, what emerges then is a very codified, very robust understanding of an organization's core strengths and core weaknesses. Once again, core strengths are areas which are really, really important to win for your organization that you're fantastic at. This is your secret sauce. This is what's keeping you ahead of the game. Core weaknesses are areas which are also really important for you to win, but you're falling behind your competitors. You need to enact some change. You need to make a difference here or make a change in order to limit the impact this may have on ultimately achieving your goals. This was a quick run through of core strengths and core weaknesses, what they are, how to understand them, how to unearth them, and ultimately how to leverage this understanding to implement it into your wider strategy. Thank you.